I started getting faster and faster and faster and faster, and I was able to now be able to do 2 books. And so I was doing Hulk, and then I go, hey, I can pick up another book. And so the editor of the Hulk gave me another book called G.I. Joe, right? And I did 1 issue of G.I. Joe, and then I got fired. Only book I've ever been fired off of in my career. I got fired after 1 issue, G.I. Joe, I got fired. Let me also say I was living in Vancouver. My wife and I, born in Canada, I was living up in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I was acutely aware that when I drew that 1 issue, that I was drawing a book called G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, drawn by a Canadian in Canada, right? And I was like, man, good thing there's not an internet, right? Because this would have blown the roof off. Go, what are you giving it to that Canadian for? There's an American hero here. I did 1 issue of it. I did 1 issue, and I swear this is true. They phoned me up, and the writer on the book, we were always clashing, and we'll get into it someday. I'll go into it, but we were clashing, and Bob Harris, the editor of the Hulk and G.I. Joe, goes, Todd, I hate to do this, I gotta let you go. I can't have you on G.I. Joe anymore. And oddly, it was a relief to me, because I was literally, it was like pulling teeth, drawing every page and refixing and doing stuff, and it was just like all the joy was getting sucked out of it. And I went, yeah, fine. And I hung up, and for some reason I remember looking at the clock, and it was like 12:07, because I was like, man, I got fired. I've never been fired. So I don't know why I looked at the clock, going, 12:07, I'm fired. Oh man. At 12:15, hello? Todd, hey, Dick Giordano. Dick Giordano was the editor-in-chief at DC. Hey, remember when you left and you said you'd come back and do Batman? Yeah. We just had somebody quit Batman Year 2. You want to come and do Batman, finish up Batman Year 2 for us? What are you talking about? In a span of 8 minutes, I went from the worst job I ever had doing G.I. Joe, getting fired, and being able to do Batman, which is the character I wanted to do more than anything else in DC. In an 8-minute span, I was unemployed for 7 minutes. I don't think I qualified for unemployment grants at that point. But I was like, oh man. So I got to go over to Batman, and here's the thing about Batman Year 2. I never, actually today, I'm gonna have to find out, I still don't know why Alan Davis, who did part 1, quit. I don't know why, but he quit, so I could do Batman. I did 3 of the 4 parts. By the 4th part, I was done with inkers. I was so over them. And part of it was, I thought I had this new age look, this new modern look of my pencil, and they would keep giving me these like 1940s, 1950s, 1960s inkers, and they would sort of bring it back to this generic look. And if you look at like my run on the Hulk, you're gonna see that like almost every issue was a different inker. It was frustrating that every one was like, I didn't even know who was gonna be on the book. And so I finally get to the point, because and I don't know what time we got, because I got lots to say in my life, right? Oh, 20, I'm gonna have to go quick, but anyway, so let me just show you, like, here's why I had to become an inker. Because I would draw like speed lines, and I'd make them go like this way. And then the inker would come in at times and go, oh, Todd must have meant this way. And they would literally ink the lines going this way, right? Now, let me tell you, my version of the lines going this way and they're going this way, we're about equal. Visually, they were about equal. That wasn't what bugged me. I'm gonna tell you what bugged me. If I wanted fucking lines going that way, I would have drawn fucking lines going that way, right? I can draw lines going this way. I probably, I don't know, drew them that way because I wanted them to go that way. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I can make lines go up and down. Why are you making them go this way? So I was done. I phoned up the editor and I hate it. I've never done this. This is the only time I've ever done that where I did a power play. And I phoned up the editor of the Batman Year 2, and I knew he was being a crunch because it was part 4, and they had to get it done, and I went, Denny, his name is Denny O'Neill, he's not on the planet with us anymore, but he was a good man. And I went, Denny, Todd, I gotta tell you something. I have to ink this last issue. All honesty, I've never inked before. I don't know how to ink. I know nothing about inking. But if I don't ink, I gotta quit. And I knew Denny wasn't gonna want 3 artists in 4 issues, right? He wasn't gonna want that. So he had no choice. He had no choice. He's like, ah. And I know he wanted to say no, but he looked at his deadline and he's like, fine, fine, you can go ahead and ink it. So look at the part 4 of that. That was the first time I ever inked. I used a tool that I've never used since. I didn't know anything about it. I just grabbed something off the shelf and I did it. But it began. And here's the great thing about getting one guy to say yes to doing that. I then took that issue and I went over to the Hulk editor. I was doing Hulk at the same time, Batman and Hulk, because I was able to do 2 books. And I went over to the editor at Hulk, Bob Harris. I go, Bob, I'd like to ink the Hulk. They're letting me ink Batman, right? And it was like, I knew he wouldn't phone Denny and go, no, no, no. He backed me in a corner, that son of a bitch. So he went, yeah, well, I guess if they're letting you ink, I want you to stay on it. Okay, fine. I think the first issue I inked was the cover I did with Wolverine where he's got the claws and he's doing, I think that was the first issue that I actually inked inside. And then I was able to take that when Batman year 2 ended, then I went looking for another book. I went into the Spider-Man office and I said, hey, yeah, I'll do a Spider-Man book. I don't know if you got any work, but if you do, I'd like to ink it, right? Why? Because Hulk's letting me ink it. And oh, by the way, the Batman guy let me ink it. And so you just build on it, right? You just start basically making this case of going like, oh, and nobody ever asked like whether they got muscled into it. So they went, yeah. And I go, on top of it, I want to ink it. But they said, well, can you wait till issue 300? And I went, yeah, sure. Just one more thing. Is there any way we can get rid of that black costume, right? Because like that wasn't Spider-Man to me, as you guys have heard probably many times, so I don't have to go through it. That's why there's a character called Venom, because I did not want to draw that black costume, right? Was there an image of the pages? I wasn't even looking down here. Was there a page of him swinging in black and white in the black costume? Or did you pass that or no? Oh, we're not there yet. Okay. Oh, right there. Right? So there he is. I mean, again, I was having fun with it. This is a page from issue 300. But to me, it's still, I mean, the webbing's there, the pose there, but I never felt like I was drawing Spider-Man, even though I was doing what would soon become my Spidey style. I just didn't feel like that's true. Oh, by the way, I have, and at some point we should put in our slide, I have the original sketch that you have to get approved for the cover of issue 300. I sold the cover, but I actually still have the sketch. And in the sketch, I have that pose. And I have the circle, and I have a note, and it says, hey, given that he's gonna get his costume at the very end, can we do 2 covers? Can we do one cover where he's in the black costume and one where he's in the red and blue costume? And then I remember them getting on the phone and writing back on Todd, who would ever buy 2 covers of the same comic book? What are you talking about? Like you're crazy. Nobody's gonna do that, right? Variant covers, you idiot. Right? And I went, okay. I had to fight with them to see if I could go, well, can we put it on issue 301? At least, because he's back in it. It's not going to be the same issue, and he's going to have the costume on. But the last page of issue 300 was when, to me, I feel like I started Spider-Man, to the point that I still have that page, personally. I sold a ton of pages. I still have that page, because to me, I'm drawing Spider-Man for the first time. So I've got that page, right? So cool. This is the beginning of it. Oh, side story real quick. Maybe you guys have heard this one. Issue 298, my very first Amazing Spider-Man, I came on. I did the cover, blah, blah, blah. I sort of introduced those new webbings that were going to become a thing and whatever else. Because I love my dad. My dad was like, hey, can I have some of your artwork? Yeah, fine. So he looked at and he picked issue 298. And he took 298 and he went, oh man, thanks, Todd. First Spider-Man is really cool. I did, I want to frame it. I love you, son. I want to put this on my wall. I'm proud of you. I want to go frame it. So he took that page of artwork and he went to Kmart. And he went, okay, let me see, because it's a weird size. And he went, no, oh, here's one. Oh, this one's pretty close. And then he went home and he took a pair of scissors to... Now you guys know what he just did. And he cut the page to fit the $12 frame. So, if you ever see the original artwork of 298 in the wild, and I have it, because I took it back from my dad before he cut any more of it, and it never goes up for sale, and there's no border on it because my dad cut it, right? So to fit the $12 Kmart frame, because that's how proud he was. So he took about $100,000 of value out in that one move there.